Let's go. You know what it is? DJ E-Rock is in the building. This is the basement on Real 92.3, LA's new home for hip hop, and Real 103.9, Vegas is home for hip hop and R&B. Man, this is a very special conversation. And before we started the actual interview, we had mentioned that we had met, a couple years back. ComplexCon is a definitely is a cultural for me, it's been one of the biggest cultural beacons that I've ever been a part of and been able to experience. And so, to be able to have this particular conversation is incredible. Aaron Levant is in the building. That's how we say it, right? Is that did I pronounce the name
Right.
right?
You got it.
Okay, okay. Man, hey, great to have you on the show. Congratulations. Complex Con making its return. I mean, this has got to be very special for you, right?
Yeah, thank you for having me. It is very special. First year in Vegas, which is a major milestone. So yeah, a lot of exciting shit going on.
Oh, of course, of course. Let's talk about your journey real quick. You actually started as a fan of the magazine. You've obviously worked on Complex Con through past lenses in the past. But now you're the CEO of Complex. I mean, like I said, this is a big full circle moment, right?
It's definitely a full circle moment. As you said, I grew up a fan of Mark Echo before there was a Complex, who was the founder of Complex. And then I was lucky enough to become friends with him years later, become a mentor to me, lucky enough to work with them on launching ComplexCon in 2016, and full circle to this year becoming CEO of Complex and bringing ComplexCon to Vegas. So it's been a full circle moment, and it's really exciting and been one of the best things I've ever done in my professional career so far.
ComplexCon has seen big successes, in Southern California in its past. Long Beach, I remember attending the one in Chicago. What prompted the decision to bring it to Las Vegas?
I think a lot of things. One, I think we need newness, right? People love new, right? We've
Hmm.
been in Long Beach for a long time. That's where I started the event. We had a history there for various reasons, but we need something new and different. And to just come back and buy Complex and do the same event and the same place it's been for the last 8 years, I felt was kind of redundant and boring, and it wasn't innovative. Number two, Las Vegas is the best city in the world to host events. There's literally not another city in the world that's set up like Las Vegas, with the amount of hotel rooms, with the attractions, with the convention centers. We wanted to scale this well beyond anything that could ever fit in the city of Long Beach. While it's a great city and centrally located in Southern California, we have bigger aspirations. We want this to be as big as Coachella. We want this to be a 100,000 person event over the next 2 years. So Las Vegas is one of the few places in the world that the city can support the infrastructure. And I also want this to be more than just an event that happens in one venue at the convention center. We see this as a citywide event. You're going to see us doing things at multiple venues, multiple nightclubs, right? In a place like Long Beach, the show ended while the show itself was exciting. Once the show was over, people went home. There wasn't a lot going on in the city. And when you see things like Formula One happening in Vegas or Art Basel Miami, almost all the peripheral events almost are as big as the event itself, or maybe arguably bigger. So how do we take
Facts.
and ComplexCon in the city makes the event take on a life of its own and become something much bigger than we can achieve individually.
That's incredible. Yeah, definitely being able to take advantage of the entire Las Vegas Strip. I mean, that's a huge footprint that you could definitely accomplish out here. That's tremendous. Tremendous. This year we're seeing the first year of Cactus Con, correct?
Yes, absolutely. It's our collaboration with Travis Scott.
So, what made him the ideal partner for this collaboration?
Look, I don't think there's anyone who kind of like is the poster child for this generation more than Travis Scott. People who love his music, his influence over fashion, over sneaker culture, right? Like Travis Scott is, you know, the goat for this generation of people, multiple generations, right? Who
Hmm.
are interested in this convergence culture that Complex represents, right? It's more than just the music, right? His reach and his influence goes much beyond the music. While the music is incredible, like go try to see what his sneakers are reselling for, right? Like there's not a single pair
I've got a
hidden
pair
behind
right back here,
400.
like literally under this sweater. So no, I understand
Yeah.
that. Sure.
So like, I think Travis is the guy, right? There's no one better than him. And I've been a huge fan of Travis first and foremost since he started. I was lucky enough to book him for a few shows in the early days, and he played ComplexCon 2016, the first year. He actually opened for Kid Cudi, funny enough. And
I
that was
remember.
right
Yeah.
on the time when he was on the come up. And obviously, he's become the biggest hip hop artist in the world. I'm sure you've read and seen some of the stuff about his tour this year being the biggest hip hop tour ever. So there's literally no one better than Travis Scott we could have worked with in the world.
I mean, yo, big city, big energy, big artists, big moments only. That's what I'm taking away from this conversation so far.
We had to raise
Um,
the bar. We had to raise the
yeah,
bar every.
absolutely. And you're definitely doing that. You've got a concert element to this festival. Can you tell me about working with Travis, working with Metro, working with Playboy Cardi? Like, how do you see music shaping the festival's atmosphere this year?
I think the unique part about ComplexCon is that it's not a music festival.
Hmm.
There's a lot of great music festivals out there. Rolling Loud, best hip hop music festival in the world,
I
right?
feel like this is more
Everything.
of a cultural moment. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
we
Like it's
like
like
to think of
everything, the
ComplexCon.
convergence.
If you know what the World's Fair is, right? Um, you know, this is the World's Fair for this generation of current culture. And the music is a big part of it. Don't get me wrong, but I don't call ourselves a music festival. The music is the add value. What people come for is the daytime experience. This is like Comic-Con for sneaker culture. And like that's what we're really delivering. You're seeing brands like Nike come with exclusive releases and all your favorite streetwear brands and panels and conversations. If you just saw, we just announced Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg doing a live episode of Drink Champs, right? So all the other programming and content is really the meat of ComplexCon, and then the music is just how you end your day. And again, the music is amazing; it's world class. I don't pretend, that we're not putting a ton of effort into it, more than we've ever had. But I think that's just one dimension of this multi-dimensional thing that ComplexCon is.
That's insane. That is incredible. I mean, you've also got over 200 iconic brands that are participating. I mean, brands like Nike, Rick Owens, Bape. How do you select the brands that fit, like, the Complex Con ethos?
Yeah, we've got an entire talented team who works with some of the best brands in the world, and it's a combination of brands we have relationships with who we like, right? And we curate and invite the best brands in the world, and that's part of it. It's not just getting the brands in; it's about what they're doing there and work with them on making exclusive product you can only get at ComplexCon, which is one of the unique things that you get at ComplexCon. And then people like our artistic directors, creative directors, and musicians, them bringing in their merchandise, their collaborative partners. People like Travis is bringing over 50 brands just himself that he personally invited. So this idea of, ComplexCon is really a platform for collaboration, both with the brands and the artistic director of the event. And we did that in the past with Pharrell. We're doing it now with Travis. And really, this is the ultimate collaboration. The entire event is a collaboration.
Can you tell me more about Complex Conversations? I mean, you've had panels with like K Dot and Issa Rae. How do you curate these conversations in general? Like, and what conversation do you think will be probably one of the most impactful this year?
Yeah. We just announced yesterday Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg doing a live episode of Drink Champs in
That
front of a
is
studio
insane,
audience at
by the
Complex
way.
Con.
How did you pull that off? Like
You know,
that's insane.
if you know anything about Dre, it's not easy to get him to do anything. So I would
Yeah.
say it was not easy. Obviously, Snoop has an album coming out soon that everyone's looking forward to. So they're on a tour for that. So we're really excited to have them. We also announced I Show Speed doing In Conversation with Speedy Mormon from Complex. So what you're going to see is all of our popular YouTube shows live in front of a studio audience. We're going to be making a few other big announcements. In the past, you mentioned we had Kobe Bryant and Kendrick Lamar together. We had Virgil Abloh, Takashi Murakami, and Pharrell Williams on stage together. We had Snoop Dogg and Pharrell, right? So the idea of bringing these iconic people together, not just to walk around the event and take pictures with fans, but to sit down and have almost like a really intimate podcast style conversation, but in front of a studio audience is a really unique part of ComplexCon. And Vegas will be some of our biggest ones we've ever had, a la Snoop and Dre.
Wow. I mean, the Snoop and Dre drink champs episode, like I that gives me just like goosebumps just
Yeah.
thinking about that. Like that's insane. That is incredible. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah. And you had asked me how we decide which panels and conversations we're going to do.
Hmm.
The editorial team at Complex really tries to figure out what we think people are interested in. One year, it's not always just big hip hop stars. We did one with the founder of Ethereum before crypto really popped, right? So it's a multi-dimensional type of conversation, and it's really what's happening in the zeitgeist and what we think the fans will be most interested in.
Super dope, man. This is dope. And then, we've got food. And that is a
Yeah,
new layer that you're adding on with the family style food festival, correct?
Yes, we own a company, Family Style, which is a prominent food festival here in LA. We're
Hmm.
bringing it to Vegas with ComplexCon for the first time, which is an entire festival within a festival at ComplexCon. We're going to have a mix of a ton of restaurants from around the country, a ton of local restaurants, like Lotus of Siam is going to be there, Shang Artisan Noodle, Bulldoggies, etc. All the local Vegas spots, as well as places from LA, places from New York. We've got
What are
uh,
some places from LA? Just because I mean, I lived in LA for like 8, 9 years,
Alan
and
Ray's Fried Chicken, if you know them.
woo, okay.
Um, we got Houston. We got a Trill Burger with Bun B. We've
I've
got from
never had a
Detroit.
Trill Burger yet. How is it?
It's really good, absolutely really good. Um, and Bun B was there serving them up to fans, right? Which is kind of a special treat. You get a Bun handing you the burger. We're going to be bringing in Mom Spaghetti, which is Eminem's pasta sauce company, who's coming in with a Detroit style pizza. And we have Keith Lee, who's one of the biggest TikTok food influencers in the world, is curating a section of restaurants. There's a lot going
Vegas
on.
local also?
Yes, exactly. So there's a lot happening with food and ComplexCon with Family Style.
Man, Aaron, I just started this really strict diet, but I think that I'm gonna have to break
You
it.
have to just break it for 1 or 2 days
I'm
first.
gonna have to break it for like 1 or 2 days, and especially if you got all of those restaurants that are involved. And like I said, I never had a Trill Burger yet. I'm actually good friends with Bun B. I haven't, it just hasn't happened in my life yet, but it's finally gonna happen. Man, oh my God, I don't know what my doctor's gonna say, but it's okay. All right, man.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
For sure. The merch is always insane. I've got like, tons of merch from past Complex cons. Can you tell me about the gift shop this year?
So there's kind of two different things going on the gift shop side. Travis has his own Cactus Con gift
Hmm.
shop where he's doing over 11 different collaborations. He just announced yesterday. He announced two this morning, just on social a few minutes ago. He announced an exclusive collaboration with Fox Racing and with Diesel, only available at Cactus Con.
Wow.
And then for the Complex Con gift shop, we're doing Japanese artist Jaime Sorayama. You may know his work. He does all those robots. So there's a gift shop for that. But then really all those 200 plus brands, they're all creating and bringing exclusive merchandise you can only buy there. So the whole show is really like a gift shop. And, I think that's the most special thing about ComplexCon. You can buy things there, whether for yourself or for Christmas presents that you literally can't get anywhere else in the world, not online anywhere, not at any boutique. This is the most exclusive merchandise in the whole world.
I have definitely worked the show floor before, and I will say that I have spent my entire paycheck from working the show floor literally within an hour there. I mean, because like you said, it's the center of collaboration. You're not going to see a level of collaboration ever in any other space under one roof in general. Like, are there any collabs that we should look out for that you can give us a hint on or something? Like, I know that there's a lot of like I don't know if mystery is like the right word, but like, there's a lot of like, hey, come and see. Like you're gonna see some shit. Like, is there
Um,
something that we can look out for that we can let the people know?
Number
Like,
one
hey,
brand at Nike. Number one brand people are looking for a complex on Nike. So look out for what they're doing, right? The first time they've been in the show since 2017. So they're going big. Expect a lot from Nike. Um, Hellstar, really popular brand right now, is
love
coming with some
Hellstar.
really special stuff. Um, Announce Hidden and Asics are dropping their next sneaker exclusively at ComplexCon. That's another big one. And there's just a ton. There's going to be at least 50 things that are just like super coveted that you could buy them on the show floor and walk out that moment and resell it for 10x the retail price, right? Like it's that level of collaboration and heat.
I just got married. I'm gonna end up getting divorced. I'm gonna spend all my money.
Don't do that. I'm getting you a lot of
I'm
credit.
gonna spend all my money. I'm gonna break my diet. Like this is overload right here, bro. This is a lot. Nah, hey, you know what? This has been an amazing conversation. It's great to have you on the show, and it's great to let the people know what they can expect. Um, how do you see this evolving in the next 5 years? Now, you said that, Vegas is its new home. It's here to stay, correct?
It's here to stay. We just signed. We already have dates, and we're going to announce the day after the show for next year. So expect to see us back next year. As I said, we're going to evolve beyond the convention center. This year, we're starting that in small ways. You're going to see something happening with the Sphere. Give you a little preview to that. You're going to see something. happening at multiple nightclubs. We're doing parties at Zook, Travis Scott on Sunday, Little Yachty on Saturday, Nav on Friday, just at Zook. We're doing Playboy Cardi at Hakkasan on Saturday. We're doing Gunna at Dre's on Saturday. So you're going to start to see our tentacles of ComplexCon stretch throughout the whole city, right? And in the future, that's only going to get bigger, right? Taking over multiple venues and hopefully bring over 100,000 people to Las Vegas every single time we do ComplexCon. And this is going to be the biggest event of its kind anywhere in the world. And we're bringing it right to Vegas.
This gives me chills. This gives me chills. It makes me proud. It makes me man, I can't wait. I can't wait. Congratulations. Can't wait to see you out here. We definitely need to, grab a bite or something, and I'll definitely see you on, on the show floor. And man, let me ask you this last question. What is the number one thing that you can't wait for? Like, what's the number one thing that you're just like, wow, like personally.
What me personally, beyond when the show's over and I could take a break, I think at the end of the day, when all the cast's over, boom, Travis hits the stage, Cardi hits the stage. That's when I can finally relax and just kind of hang out and enjoy the music like everyone else. And I'm not running around trying to get people passes or get people in the door, or dealing with security. Like that's my moment to kind of just take it in and kind of celebrate with the team. Like, yeah, we did it. We had a great, successful day. And just kind of watch all the fans vibing out, having a great time, and kind of celebrating everything that happened that day. And that's my favorite moment, that Sunday night music.
Complex Con. Let them know when it's going down again. And where can they still buy tickets? Of course they can,
You
right?
can still get tickets at ComplexCon.com. It's happening in Las Vegas at the West Hall of the Convention Center, November 16th and 17th, and looking forward to seeing everybody there.
That's right. It's Real 92.3, LA's new home for hip hop. Real 103.9, Las Vegas is home for hip hop and R&B. We will see you at Complex Con. All right. And hey, if you see me eating maybe one or too many burgers, I'm gonna have to get 3 Trill burgers. Just mind your business, okay? That's right. It's the basement. E Rock, Aaron Levant. Let's go.